Cool. All right, we're live.
Woo! We're live.
All right, we can wait a little bit, okay. Cool.
Okay.
What is up, guys? My name is Brandon Robles. We got 2 bars, all right. What is up, guys? My name is Brandon Robles, and today I am with Cheap Buying Gold Mines. I'll introduce myself a little bit since I haven't done this before. I'm 21 years old. I am a college student. I've been selling on Amazon and eBay for 2 to 3 years. I mainly sell used books through Amazon FBA, and I'll do antiques on eBay. And you guys, how about you introduce yourselves? Tell me a little about you, how you guys got started.
Okay, hi, my name is Amy.
And my name is Corbin, and we are Cheap Buying Gold Mines. We've been full-time resellers for 2 years now. We mainly dabble in the video game, industry genre. So if it's a retro video game, if it's a new video game, if it's a video game system, accessory, whatever video game stuff it is, that's what we like to sell. So
the pros.
Yeah.
Oh, you got an eyelash.
Get it.
That is awesome. Yeah. No, I really like how we're young kids, and I'm trying to get a bunch of people like that because we're young kids. We're just starting out, and we're doing the same thing a bunch of other people are doing. I think it's really cool to get on here and show that it doesn't matter what age you are. You can get on there and start making money. You mentioned that you do video games. How'd you get into the whole video game thing? I mean, did you just know about it playing as a kid, or you just really had a passion, or what was it?
I'll let Amy answer this.
So, video games is how we got together. We found out that we both enjoy playing video games, and he was like starstruck, like, "Oh my gosh, you're a girl, you like playing video games?"
Oh, there it is.
And so it really comes down to our very first bulk buy. So we got into reselling, and then a week later, we came across this little old, hole-in-the-wall thrift stop, and she had just the most video games. It was ridiculous. She had thousands of video games. She had hundreds of consoles, accessories out the wazoo. So we ended up talking to her and got everything for $1,500. It was around like $23,000 worth of.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
So that's what really started us on this.
Yeah.
I mean, as a bookseller myself, and doing that, seeing a bunch of books for me, it's money. But I think anybody in the reselling community, if they saw a bunch of video games, they know that is like money, right?
Yeah.
Even if I don't even know what video games are worth it or not, but you already know, right? So that's really cool. And that's an insane buy. So doing that, what was your most challenging part of reselling? Is it sourcing or, listing takes a lot of time for me. So
yeah. So video games are they're pretty quick listers. I mean, you need four to six pictures of them, and you're pretty much, you've had the whole item covered.
Mm-hmm.
I think the most challenging part was, I guess, the organization, because when you're new to reselling and you get 2 U-Haul truckloads full of video games, and you don't have an organization system, it can be pretty stressful.
Yeah, the first couple of days, we stayed up the entire time, right? For 3 days straight, trying to figure everything out. We almost just sold it all in a big bulk buy to Game Exchange, and it was just.
I mean, was it because of excitement, or you were just overwhelmed by
Overwhelmed.
Well, we didn't know what to do with it. We had.
That's sweet, you got it, but we don't know what to do.
We didn't know. Yeah. We were extremely fresh into reselling. This was a week before, or a week right after we started reselling. So
yeah,
that's crazy. I know for me, I started out cherry picking, and I was going out finding each individual video game. But it wasn't only till February of this year that I actually did my first bulk. So I couldn't imagine starting out and jumping right into it. I mean, that's the best way to do it. But wow.
Yeah, it was. We definitely wouldn't recommend it.
Really?
Yeah, especially if you're a solo operation. We're lucky. We have 2 people that can work full time and do this.
Yeah.
But it's very stressful because you're not only learning how to organize, you've got to test all these thousands of video games.
That's massive time.
Yeah, and then you've got to learn oh, okay, this Xbox won't turn on. Is it a quick, easy fix, or should we just toss it and sell it for parts real quick for $10 instead of fixing it and selling it for 80?
Right.
It was so many parts moving at once, and how we started, we just sorted everything by console. So we put like 3,000 PS2 games over here, 150 N64 games over here, and we just slowly
intimidating.
Yeah, and we just slowly broke it all up and then just slowly chewed away at it. But
that's insane. Well, I will say so. I mean, you had a mass like it's worth an insane amount. Did it work out well? Did you sell them individually, or did you end up selling in bulk? You said, or
so anything that was worth money, we sold individually, and then we just made a video 2 days ago where we sold the remaining of the common games. So stuff that like a 2006 NFL football for the PS2 is worth nothing. You can't sell it individually. But we sold like 700 games for like $1,000 cash. Just wholesaled it out, and that was actually the last of our video games from that lot.
And you said you bought it all for $1,500, was it?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's just cash. You know what I'm saying?
And I mean, we made
a ridiculous amount off of it.
A crazy amount. Yeah.
I mean, it's good. And so, since you guys loved video games and that's why you got into it, have you learned more about video games since you've been in it, or you just kind of know already, or you already knew? Yeah,
we definitely learned a lot more. One thing I did starting out was I've never been scared to network and ask questions and meet other resellers locally. So one of the first things I asked was a guy messaged on one of our posts, and I was like, how do you value these video games? And he was like, well, there's this app called Price Charting, or this website, and it'll show the current market value of the game on each platform. And that was huge because we learned about price charting maybe 2 weeks into it.
Yeah, it was 2 weeks.
And that was a huge score for us because, I mean, we didn't know how to go to eBay sold comps. We didn't know how to do that.
No.
Dude, not a lot of people know. Even some resellers, when they're starting out, they're like, all right, well, it's worth this much listed, but you know how it goes. Sold comps, it might be a little less, and the way you market it. That's insane. I mean, even for me, with all my books and stuff, people I've met through Instagram, they're teaching me, like, I would have literally passed up on these books, and I send him pictures, and he's like, this is actually worth this much if you list it like this. And, like, I'm skipping out on $100 books and stuff that I would have easily just tossed away at a Goodwill.
Yeah.
Like, without a doubt. So networking is a massive part. Anyone who's watching or sees this, make sure to get on Instagram. Start just DMing people. People are really nice and they're willing to help you. You guys, me. We're just out there trying to help people, right?
Yeah.
So that's pretty freaking cool. And I do know, I think, you're in the military, right?
Mm-hmm.
So is that hard to juggle? I appreciate the service, by the way, man. No matter what age, I appreciate it. But like, is it hard to juggle that along with this?
So I'm actually getting deployed in November. So that's going to be, we're probably going to have to shut down our eBay reselling business portion of things because Amy's going to move and work for her dad while I'm gone.
Okay.
Now she's still going to stick with the YouTube portion and, thrift and do all that stuff.
Yeah.
But as far as like relying on reselling as a income, we're just going to kind of scratch that and put our store on hold or whatever. Cause she'll make good money with her dad and I'll be deployed on I'll be making good money as well. So
of course, no,
kind of put reselling on the back burner.
It's really not a problem because you guys know how to do the reselling business, so you can pick it up at any time.
Yeah,
it's definitely going to be difficult though because I'm going to be in Canada.
Oh wow! Wow!
Well, that's where my dad lives, and that's where his business is.
Okay.
So the network up there sucks.
Yeah. Well, definitely keep up with the YouTube because clearly a lot of people love what you guys are doing.
Mm-hmm.
Really entertaining. I've watched multiple of your guys' videos, and you guys bring a whole other flavor to the whole reselling business.
Yeah, we appreciate it. We try to
another flavor. I love that.
Yeah, right. It's true. Like. Well, speaking of the YouTube, you guys got a massive following recently. What got you guys into YouTube? Why'd you start it, and what about it?
Well, I would say we both had YouTube channels growing up. Like whenever we were really, really young, we decided to get into it. And obviously they didn't do very well.
Nope.
But
hey, as everybody.
His was, gaming. Mine was singing Katy Perry.
Yeah, I love it. Right, there you go.
Found it.
So good.
Yeah, I think we both had an interest in YouTube at a young age, and I know a lot of kids probably made a YouTube back in the day. I'm not really sure.
Yeah.
I kind of kept mine private because I was like embarrassed about it.
Right. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, I did too.
I would go from like playing Xbox 360 games or PS2 games to doing a double backflip off a trampoline,
Or
like
RuneScape.
yeah, or just I was all over the place.
Yep.
But then we finally we sat down and like we need I want to try to get another source of income. Like reselling's good, like yeah, we can live off reselling, but what if we have like almost a passive kind of income, from YouTube?
100%.
And so now that I'm getting deployed, I'm going to get a VA loan, which means I have to pay 0% interest and 0% down on a home. Where her dad does construction, he can build us a house, and
you got a whole planned out. That is deep.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, 1 second. Give me a second. I got here's our house plans.
Oh my gosh, yes.
We have the house, the warehouse, the pool house, the garage, tiki bar.
Yeah.
Oh, you have you would build a warehouse on there, bro? That is brilliant.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know. We're trying to plan it to where our monthly cost of living is extremely low, and then it's a combat deployment. So when I get back, I'll my 7 years of service will be done. I'll have TRICARE for life, which is health insurance, and that's huge to have that health insurance bill knocked out. I'll be like 24 when I get back. So
almost 25.
Most people pay $800 to $1,400 a month on health insurance. So to have that knocked out is crazy. To have the house mortgage, to have no interest and no down payment on a home, that's huge. So we're trying to set ourselves up where we can resell, travel, and just enjoy our life. You know what I'm saying?
I think that's the biggest appeal of having your own business and stuff is being able to travel. And as it sounds great. Oh, we can do whatever we want, right? But as we know, as business people, it's not like that. You got to be working. But it is cool to choose when you can take a break, when you can leave, and that's great. And again, it's just so cool to hear your guys' plans as early young 20-year-olds like me. It's really cool, and it all really helps out with the reselling and doing YouTube and starting early. So that's really awesome. Because of that, I mean, how has social media affected you guys' lives? I think you already kind of mentioned networking is a massive deal, but
Yeah. So, I mean, when you put yourself out there on the internet, you're going to have positives and negatives, with anything in life. Really, our fan base is pretty respectful. I mean, we don't deal with any.
There are a couple that are pretty disrespectful, but
yeah. But I mean, that just kind of comes with the territory.
Years, bro. That's how it's gonna happen.
Yeah. I mean, we just, we chose to put our life out there, and so we can't be mad about it.
Yeah.
It just comes with the doing YouTube.
Yeah.
But we don't really like social media as far as using Instagram every day, but we know it's kind of a necessity. You kind of have to have your name kind of shown every single day. You want people to have you fresh in their mind and always kind of thinking about you, or have you on their back burner. Just you want to have I don't really know how to say it. You want to advertise yourself daily, pretty much.
Right.
And that's what Instagram is for. So.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, the big deal for me was showing my process, and I've already done it once. I don't have too many posts, but it's cool to go back a year or two and see where I was and go month by month and see the progression. One thing for me too is people DM me, like I mentioned, and helping people out. I've had so many people, young and retirees, contact me I'm looking for a side income and how can I do it? And it's kind of fun for me to talk to these people and help them out a little bit. Come out with the YouTube videos. My YouTube videos are usually centered around beginners, so that's what I'm kind of targeting.
Mm-hmm.
But what I'm kind of jealous of is your guys' YouTube videos where you kind of go out in the field, you're showing how you're doing it, and doing that. You guys just did a 400-mile garage sale.
Yeah.
Want to tell us a little about that?
Yeah, so that's something we do every year.
Yep.
Well, for the past 2 years, I guess.
Okay.
And it's just 400 miles. It starts in Paducah, Kentucky, and goes up to Maysville, Kentucky. And it's just 400 straight miles of yard sales. On the highway, people are set up in booths on the highway, and it's just, I don't know. And this is another thing where I networked I contacted the 400 Mile Yard Sale Facebook page, and I just pretty much said, hey, we're going to be filming this every year. And then so what they do is, we film it. We post a video like 2 days ago, copy and paste the link, send it to them. Then they post on their Facebook page of like 25,000 members or whatever.
Wow.
And they give us free advertisement because we're going to make the video anyways.
Right. No, that's dope. Network, dude. That's what's up.
Yeah.
I mean, go ahead. My bad.
It's just a blast. I love it. I can't get enough of that.
Yeah. Garage sailing's so much fun, man. Especially in my area, it kind of died down a little bit, but I would go on Saturday mornings and love going out there and seeing what I can get. But 400 miles of it, was that intimidating or like?
Oh no, we were excited. We were ready for it.
First day, we woke up at 2:00 in the morning and started.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah, no, we had literally 5 minutes of sleep that night.
Yeah.
So,
like I said, we just wholesaled that video game lot out. That was like 3 hours before we had to get up.
So, I mean, that's motivating though. Like at the same time, you're like, you're walking in with cash.
Yeah, and that's kind of why we push it so hard. But like, all right, but now we got $950 in cash or $1,000 in cash. Let's hit 400 miles a yard sale.
Exactly, dude. So like I saw you posted a video about it. Like, how many parts are you looking to be? I mean, was it a long 3 parts?
So we only went for 2 days this time because he had military training.
Okay.
We would have gone the full 400, but we couldn't. So we have 2 days worth of footage. The second one is coming up today at 6:00. And then we're doing the third video on our breakdown of everything.
That's a good. I'm going to be excited for that one.
Yeah,
I've seen your guys' stories. You were picking stuff up for like 50 cents and like ridiculous profit. And video games, bro. I saw the video games.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know. People nowadays, they complain about not having enough money, and they say that they're broke and they're poor. And I know it's going to sound kind of like harsh, but like if you are broke or you are poor in 2021, with the access that we have to any knowledge you want, it's kind of a choice. I mean, you're not making the correct choices to get yourself out of that situation.
And you don't even have to have a cell phone at that point. You can go to the library, and their computer.
Yeah, there's so much access to the internet nowadays that just go out, go to a yard sale. If you only have $10 to your name, go to a yard sale and buy 20 video games for 50 cents a piece and resell them online and make a couple $100. Then save your money, keep working your full-time job, whatever you're doing. But I don't know. There's just no reason to like.
Well, I agree. And like, a lot of the resellers on Instagram, and I follow a lot of them, they have like, I mean, they're doing thousands of dollars a day in sales and stuff. And you don't even need to do that. Like literally $50 a day can make the biggest difference, or at least less. Like a flip a week can like help somebody else so much, Yeah, and don't jump in full time, obviously. Right.
But like, if you can knock out your car payment for the month for using eBay sales, or knock out your rent, just knock out a few bills or a bill, like that can be a game changer for a lot of people.
It all adds up, man. It really does. We have Nicole. She said, "What was your best find in that 400-mile garage sale?" Maybe you don't want to drop it. I don't know if that's it.
Honestly, we can definitely drop it, but
I don't
or
know.
one of the good ones, maybe even.
Yeah, I guess one of our best ROI items was a 50-cent Nintendo DS action replay. It's like a little, you put your DS game in it, and it like mods the game or whatever. It's really popular for Pokemon. And it'll sell for $60 all day long. We had 50 cents into it.
Dude, that's what I'm saying. Especially when you guys kind of knew already about that niche of video games, and you're walking into it, 50 cents to turn 60. I mean, that's just insane.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if that was the best item, but that's one that comes to mind.
I mean, there's so many.
We literally had like 5 minutes of sleep, so.
Right, it was like a daze. It was just like,
Yeah, exactly.
Well, so I'm curious about this, because you guys do the video games and you know a lot about it. Do you guys search sold comps, or do you, for the most part, you guys kind of know what something's worth?
Yeah, so if it's a video game that we haven't seen out in the wild before, we just scan the barcode using the eBay app, go to sold comps, and kind of check, see what, if it's selling or.
Well, that, or if it's a game that we know fluctuates quite a bit, we're going to look it up just to see where it's at that particular moment.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense, yeah. Because that's what I was curious. For books, there's just so many books. Like the only ones you really see are like reoccurring or like the really popular ones that aren't worth it too much, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, there's like maybe one or two books I could probably think on the top of my head that are like are good, but like I don't know, like there's just so many. So I think that's really cool to just kind of like know the knowledge of it. We have someone that asks, where did y'all start at the 400 mile yard sale?
We started in Paducah.
Yeah, so we started right at the beginning of the 68. So the yard sale is on the 68 highway. You stay on that road the whole 400 miles, and it's people know where it's at. They set up right on top of that road. So we started at the very beginning in Paducah. Last year we started in Maysville, and we learned that's where all the resellers start.
That's going to be my next question.
Yeah.
I was going to ask if it was competitive or not.
Extremely. Whenever you're up top at Maysville, it's extremely.
Yeah, because you get all the Ohio people, coming down, and then the Louisville people will start over there too. Yeah. And it's, I mean, I'm saying 40 or 50 people per yard sale that you got to like.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah, it's insane. I mean, it's thousands of people go to it. So
yeah, and whenever we went from Paducah, we were the first ones hitting the majority of those.
Yeah, probably the first 150 yard sales. We were the first. We were the top 3 people there.
Yeah.
I mean, when you're doing something like that, you just got to go all the way in, dude. Like, go hard, get there early. Like, you can't mess around and not just come a little later. You need to like take it seriously.
And that's why we woke up at 2 a.m. because it's a 4-hour drive. So we drove that 4 hours down to Paducah just so that we could start at the very beginning and hopefully avoid the Cincinnati and Ohio reseller crowd.
Right. Well, and for resellers, you said there was quite a bit, but like, was there just regular people just going there and?
Oh
yeah. Like, was there a lot of people or?
Again, we didn't.
We were not really.
We didn't get to hit the congested portion of it just because we started on the way opposite end, and where we started is kind of out in the country, so it's it's not near a big city or anything. So we got really lucky this year.
Yeah, and you got to think a lot of people aren't going to go the entire 400 miles. They're going to go maybe 40 miles out and then go back home.
Right.
So. Where we were just.
I would be like, oh, shoot, that's a lot, dude.
Yeah, we did the full 400 miles last year.
I was in Scott County and got nothing.
Where is Scott County?
Now I know where that's at, but
yeah, I'm sure. I was gonna say, I mean, I'm sure I didn't hear about it because I'm only in Florida, but I'm sure the people up there, everybody hears about it. And I'm sure all the resellers go there and go check it out.
Well, what sucks is they don't collaborate with the US 25 yard sale, which is like a 200-mile yard sale, but they had them on the same weekend.
No, that was the 127.
No, it's US 25. It was? Yeah, so the US 25 goes like, horizontally, and then the 400-mile kind of goes up and around. But they had them on the same weekend, so like, I mean, you can't hit both of them.
Yeah, they should have done that. I mean, they easily like lost traffic. I mean, some people went here. So, yeah, that's weird. Nicole asked, are there any other states that do this that you guys know of?
I know that there are, but there's another one that's like Kentucky and Tennessee. It's called the roller coaster, and it like dips in and throughout Kentucky and Tennessee. So I know that one.
And there's one called Peaches to the Beaches.
Yeah.
It starts in Georgia and it goes through Florida. It's a pretty good one.
I didn't even know that. I was going to say, when I saw on your guys' Insta and YouTube about this 400-mile yard sale, I didn't even know there was one near me. I didn't even know they did
it. Yeah. Just look up like big yard sales near me or whatever. And there's one in Michigan called the US 12. And it starts in Michigan and it goes down to Tennessee. It's like a really long one.
That is cool. Yeah. That is awesome, man. That's great. So there was another question I had to ask about when you go sourcing. Do you guys still do bulk deals and stuff? Mm-hmm. Or do you prioritize, or you kind of do everything with that?
Bulk deals is kind of like if we find it first. You know what I'm saying? So the bulk deals we do, we find them on Facebook normally. And if you're not the first person to message, like within the first 3 minutes, you're probably not going to get it here in Lexington because it's so competition. But Yeah, if we get lucky enough to be the first person to respond to the ad or whatever on Facebook, then we'll for sure do it. Obviously, if there's plenty of money to be made in it, but
Right.
normally, I mean, pawn shops are plentiful of video games. Goodwills here normally have enough video games for us to live off of, and then if they don't, we made a trip to Indianapolis, hit 80 or 90 pawns in a 2-day period in Indianapolis.
Wow.
Then drove to Cincinnati.
Cleaned them out. It was insane.
Yeah. So
that's insane. So do you guys hit estate sales when you do this, or not so much?
Not really, just because we don't look for the ads. If that makes sense. So like we'll type in yard sale, garage sale. The estate sales we've been to, it's like antique stuff, like stuff that you'd probably sell, right, but stuff that we don't know enough about to invest in. If that makes sense, but yeah.
That's what I was gonna say. I think for books, some people, or any item, some person will look it up and see the listing and say, "Oh, that's how much it's worth." And other people, they know, right?
Yeah.
For books, I found that estate sales originally, when I was doing for Amazon only, it wasn't too good because just their prices weren't what I needed to make on Amazon to make sense. But when I started doing antiques and learning about that, I started to make a lot more money going to these estate sales because they don't actually know what they have. Yeah. But I do feel when people see video games, they mark that stuff up because they know it's just a video game,
Yeah.
Put a bunch of money on it.
Yeah. So yeah, here in Kentucky, video games, every Goodwill, they're 99 cents, which is the cheapest in the country. I mean, you're not going to find
99. Actually, wow.
Yeah. In Indiana, I think the cheapest is like $5.99. And that
they're pretty expensive. They're not cheap. They're not $1. Yeah.
That eliminates 95% of what you can pick up. If you got to pay $6, I mean, I'm not picking up a $15 game for $6.
Mm-hmm. Right.
But yeah, so back to the estate sales, we've learned that like Lexington's kind of like a wealthier area, I guess. So people hire people to come in and price everything out for them, which eliminates kind of like the reseller take that we have on it. Like,
right.
Oh, it's already been like the market value's on is the tag price, so like we can't make money.
Yeah, it has like as seen on eBay.
Yeah.
They're like sold.
Yeah.
Printed out eBay listings. It's like, well, that's the listing. It's not a sold comp, but
right. And not only that, but do you want to sell it or not? I mean, right. Yeah, fine. If it's listed on eBay, I'll just go buy it on eBay at that point. You know what I'm saying? So we got to get a deal. I think people are kind of realizing how much money you can make on eBay. So these pawn shops and these thrift stores are kind of charging a little more. I do know a couple of thrift stores around me. There's a decent amount of booksellers, and they come in with their scanners and scan, and they've upped their prices from like $1 a book to like $3 or $4 a book, hardcover, and they'll have like a Monday sale of like half off, but you can tell that they know they can charge more.
Yeah,
they might not sell as much, but they know that there's people coming by to check them out. Yeah,
it'd be like that. They're getting greedy.
I got the comments here. My bad. So Nicole asks, what's your primary sourcing spots? Do you source garage sales regularly? Kind of touched on that.
We mainly go to pawn shops, like we said previously, but whenever we see a good yard sale or garage sale, we go. So.
Yeah. Oh, that's what I was going to mention about the Facebook. The Facebook is difficult because people will comment on it like this. I'll try to find like free book pickups or whatever. People just want to get rid of their books, and I'll comment. They literally posted it like 30 minutes ago. I commented like, "Oh, I already have 4 people that messaged me." I'm like, bro.
Facebook Marketplace. If you're on it 24/7, it's like I used to be on Facebook all day, every day. I didn't care if it was 2 a.m. I'd go make a Facebook deal. Like I didn't care. And then they updated my thing where I couldn't sort by newest first or whatever, so I couldn't see the newest listings.
Oh, that's annoying.
So that's how I was sniping all these great video game deals because I would just constantly refresh it all day long while I'm working or whatever.
Right.
It'd be like Nintendo Wii U bundle with 20 games for $40. I'd be like, all right, bet. Like, hey, I'm coming out with cash, whatever. But now that they've switched my Facebook to where it's like glitched out, I can't snipe like I used to. So
right. I don't know if Facebook. I don't know if you guys know if Facebook works like that. I know eBay, if like you search a certain term, it'll like notify you if something's listed. I don't know if Facebook works like that. I never looked.
Yeah, they do have something like that.
Yeah. If you search something multiple times, they'll say, "Hey, do you want to add this to your search?" It'll just pop up in the bottom like, "Do you want to add notifications for this search?" And you'll get notified.
Oh wow, no, I didn't know that. I haven't even looked. I know every time I used to get lucky, but every time now I look and I'm always striking out.
Oh, you can literally make $5,000 a month if you just source off Facebook.
Facebook's insane, dude.
I mean, you don't even need to have a large capital base. If you have $200, you can make bank reselling on Facebook. So
that's crazy. Wow. We have someone said I've seen some Goodwills in my area start pricing them at like $2 to $3 a game, and a couple of Goodwills around Kentucky.
Yeah, so they're not supposed to charge more than 99 cents.
No, they're not.
And actually, we went yesterday to Winchester Goodwill, and they're started at $3.99. And I said, hey, like, y'all are supposed to be 99 cents, like.
And they were like, well, actually, we can upcharge by 99 cents, however many times we want. I was like, you're not supposed to do that.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Anytime I see a video game over 99 cents, now if it's like a retro N64 game, I kind of understand, or if it's like a PS4 game, you know, a newer gen game, whatever. But anytime I see a game over 99 cents, I make a scene about it. Like, I'm like,
I'm curious, does that work?
Huh?
Has it like worked where people have like been like, all right, fine?
Well, so no.
I wish you said yes.
Feel better.
Yeah, but it makes me feel a lot better. I'm like, listen, I know the rules and regulations. I know that these games are 99 cents a piece. I'm not sure why you're upcharging, but you can't do that. And they're like, well, I'm not in charge of it. I'm like, well, I know.
Yeah,
just so you know.
So one of my most annoying things is they have all the stuff in the back, and by like the Gaylords or like the big boxes and stuff. I'm like, you have any more books? They're like, well, I'm sorry, we can't do that. And I'm like, if you showed me them, I would be buying a lot more from you guys. You know, so it's just like, think about it, guys. I've gotten a couple to bring me out some wheels or whatever full of stuff, but I just don't get it. I mean, like, back there.
I just don't like how they won't negotiate at all. Like they won't.
But they get everything for free.
Yeah.
I know. I know. That annoyed me. And there was that thing going out saying that they actually, for books, they pre-scan their books and they'll pick them. That's what they said. I found good books at certain Goodwills, but there's been some that I've been to, either they're being sourced heavily or there's something fishy going on, but I've heard that they do scan in the back.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's true.
Well, so I guess going back to how we started reselling, I had to do community service hours at a Goodwill, and I had to work the back and had to work the conveyor belt or whatever as new items came in.
Yeah. And
they actually have a computer in the back of Goodwill where somebody sits there all day long and they search up the eBay sold comp stuff.
Really?
When we see stuff in the display case, you know, up front by the cashier, 99% of the time that stuff has been eBay priced out or whatever. So, you know, if it's up there in the glass case, it's unlikely that you'll make money, but
here's the thing. They say that they do 30% of what eBay says.
Wrong.
They're wrong.
Yeah.
Well, they're probably doing what's listed and not what's sold, probably.
Yeah. Right? I mean, we've seen some crazy prices on stuff that, you know, but I mean, you know, they got to make their money. They got to, you know, pay them.
It's not the occasional Roots reseller.
What up, Johnny?
Dude. Thanks for joining us today. Someone else commented about the Facebook. They said, I can see buying new a search on my old iPad.
Yes, and that is something that I can do on my iPad as well. So
it's an update. That's what it is.
Yeah. So, but 99% of the time, my iPad is dead. So I just
right.
Yeah. So on your older iPads, and mine's kind of a newer one actually, but if the Facebook app isn't updated, you should be able to have all your filters on Facebook.
Shoot. Man, that's something that might be valuable itself to sell, to try to get an unupdated Facebook iPad. All right. What are your tips for growing on YouTube? That's an interesting one for the people that want to start.
Talk a little bit.
See the brains of it.
Networking.
Okay.
That is it. That is the key. Networking. Don't be afraid to be yourself, because guess what? You're not going to please everybody. So it's better to just be yourself than acting fake.
Yeah, so. and I'm just going to, like, if you have the opportunity to be a couple on YouTube, I think couples sell a lot better than like a solo operation. Like I said, I know Harry Tornado, he's got over 100,000 subs and he was a solo operation, but he's gotten to the point where he makes enough money that his wife has now quit her job and it's working with him. So I see, you know, now they're like a couple type thing on YouTube, and I see them just skyrocketing even more just because it's a husband and wife. It's the dynamic that people like.
A duo, yeah. No, I love that. I think that was one interesting thing that you guys bring is you guys are like a young couple coming into it. How does that work? I know you kind of referred to her, but like, how does that work between you guys? You know, like, does someone take head of something else and someone lists, or you just kind of split between?
Yeah, we work with our strengths and weaknesses. So I'm really good with numbers and kind of quick thinking. So I kind of do the negotiating. I do the kind of the pricing of items. Amy's has the creative mindset, so she does all the editing of the YouTube videos. 90% of the time, the GoPro's strapped up to her.
Okay.
People would probably want to hear her voice, her soft, sweet voice.
Yeah, I get you, bro. I get it.
Yeah, so I don't know. We have different minds, and it took us a while to figure out how to work together without too much friction because, I mean, it's stressful. You know, you see reselling on YouTube and Instagram, like people, you know, loving life and like everything's perfect. It's not.
It's so not like that.
It's not.
Right. I mean, it's a business. I mean,
Yeah.
Regular complications of a business, reselling, dealing with customers, organizing.
Exactly.
Like,
I mean, we're fantastic together. We are so extremely blessed to actually enjoy each other. No, we love each other, but we like each other too.
Yeah.
So that's the key. You have to like each other to do this.
I get that.
And people don't understand, like, we are the customer service in the business. We are the sourcers. We're the cleaners. We're the testers. We're the picture takers. We're the shippers. We're the accountants. Like,
yeah.
It looks all fine and pretty on YouTube, you know, on a heavily edited video, but the day-to-day life of reselling can be stressful, monotonous, draining.
And we let that show through on our page as well. Like in the last one, we showed us exhausted and like about to pass out and die, you know.
Right.
Where Corbin blew a burp in my face and I was like, ugh. Like, we show our real selves on there. We are 100% real. We will never be fake for YouTube.
Right. No, I love that. I mean, that brings a personality to it. Makes you guys unique. I think I remember one time, I don't know if it was a YouTube video or Instagram, you guys were going in and you were doing that Walmart clearance finding video games. And it was something about you went up to the person and you're trying to get it for like 1 cent or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Really hoping you guys would get away with it, but it just never worked out because of people, you know, being whatever. But I even love seeing that raw, like, realness of, like, people are going to not let you be able to do that, you know?
Yeah.
And sometimes you just win some and lose some.
Yeah, and you just try to be, I mean, realistic and transparent. Every day we're not going to find a $100 video game.
Yeah, which is what one of our last videos was about, a realistic day of reselling, where we literally did not find anything until the very last Goodwill. It was such a slow day, which is normal.
Yeah, 100%. Oh my God, yeah. No, like that's what makes it fun too, just for like the love of reselling. Like when you're going out and like you score big that day, you're feeling pumped. But when you're going out and you just not finding anything, like it hurts. Yeah. Like it's not easy to take that, but that is a part of it.
Exactly. Yeah. And we had a lot of really, really good feedback on that video because if all you're showing is the good stuff, there's something wrong.
Yeah.
You know, you got to be planting stuff there because no one finds good stuff every single day. That's just not how it works.
And kind of the psychology behind it, like, obviously people love to watch YouTube videos where people do good, right? Like that's why we watch YouTube videos. But at the same time, you want to be relatable. Like if you don't show that you had a bad day, the viewer's like, well, dang, I've had 3 bad days in a row. Like I must suck at reselling or something.
Right? Which is
like,
not the case.
Like that's part of it. And like that's why we try to show it, to be relatable to the average person, because you're just not going to score big every single day.
Especially for garage sales for me, before I started doing thrifting and stuff, there were absolutely mornings. On a Saturday morning, I wake up early and I walked away with nothing.
Yeah.
I was like, like I was drained from it. But that next Saturday, I killed it, you know, and it's exhilarating, you know.
It's addicting. It really is.
It is. Yeah, 100%, dude. So this is kind of long term. We kind of touched on it. You said you were, once you come back from deployment and stuff, but like, where do you see yourselves in the next 5 years?
I see us with our house built, our nice pool in the backyard, a couple pit bulls.
There you go.
Running, doing
Yep.
our thing. We have a transit van, and we're traveling.
That's cool.
That is what we're doing.
Traveling as a
Oh yeah, I plan on taking a transit van and gutting it and make it into like a tiny home type vibe and traveling.
Love it.
Yeah, I'm just excited to have our own space for the business. So like that's why we're building that pole barn. I don't know what you all call it, but it's like a big barn with like a concrete floor, kind of like what Rally Roots has if you watch them.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, just like a big warehouse type thing where we can have all the inventory, have a shipping station, have a little room for, filming videos, and then
we'll have like in the very front of it, completely walled off from all the inventory. Yep. It'll have like kind of like a little pawn shop vibe,
Okay, I love that. That's awesome.
Right? So we'll have advertisement on the front of the building like, hey, buy, sell, trade. And people can come into, a small portion of the place and buy and sell trade.
Yeah. So hopefully while working in the back, we get inventory brought to us is the idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, no, and that's how you grow it. I mean, getting people to see your name and stuff. No, that's cool. I mean, so you mentioned like getting like that van and hot ride it up. Do you guys travel to source? I think you mentioned.
Yeah.
But I mean, like cross country or like a couple hours.
Yeah, I mean, we've gone to.
Well, we both will be once you're deployed.
Yeah, so Amy will be sourcing a lot in Canada, which will be kind of cool because.
Yeah, or you will be.
I will
yeah.
be.
That's gonna be cool.
Will be sourcing over there.
Yeah, but I mean, we've been to West Virginia. Where all have we been? Tennessee, Georgia, Indiana. I mean, we've been like, I don't know, probably
Alabama,
7, 8 states.
Georgia.
I guess we haven't gone too far. Like we haven't gone to California or anything. But
right.
That's on the list, though.
Right. That'd be cool. That'd be dope.
Yeah.
And, I know. I think we mentioned it last time, but rural areas tend to find the sweet stuff, don't you?
Yep.
For the most part, yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
The areas that don't get a lot of, I guess,
traffic.
Yeah, traffic or city folk come in. Seriously, I mean,
yeah.
If you're at a pawn shop where the 90% of the stuff is tools, guns, stuff like that, that is where you want to be because they don't care about video games. They don't know about them. Sure, they'll buy them for 25 cents if you bring them in, and they'll stack them up in the corner somewhere.
Yeah. And
you go in there, you find them. You're probably the first person looking for video games in a year or two, maybe.
Right.
That's where we have our huge scores.
Like, kid you not, we went and set up at a flea market in the country. No one bought video games.
Mm-mm.
That is all we brought was video games and action figures. No one.
Really?
That's how we know that, like, no one's looking for them.
Out in the country, they don't care about video games.
They don't care. They want to buy leaves.
They want to buy, they want to buy dirt.
Yeah. That's hilarious. No, that's cool. No, I do know they say like wealthier areas or like when you go into these cities, you find the best stuff, but there's probably a lot of competitiveness because there's other people also doing the same thing.
Yeah, and I'm sure you pay up. If you're in a higher income area, the prices are going to be up a lot more. So,
well, I don't know. I would say the rural areas are the places that you find the best stuff because there are games that have been sitting there for 10 years, right? So you're going to find the retro stuff.
Yeah.
So that's where we enjoy going.
Yeah, I do agree though because I grew up in Prospect, Kentucky. That's right by Louisville, and that's one of the wealthiest cities in America or counties in America, and the product is high quality, but at the same time, they know that like the average income is like $200,000 per household.
Yep.
So like they're gonna up their prices. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
It kind of balances out like higher quality products, but higher cost of good. So
right. I could from where I am, I could drive an hour east and be out in the country. I could drive an hour west and then be in the city. Mm-hmm. And so two different things. And I'll tell you on the east, it's like way cheaper prices. Like you said, 50 cents. Literally, like 25 cent, 5 cent books, like ridiculous, you know. And otherwise, they'll charge a couple dollars a book or whatever else.
Yeah, that's funny because today we're talking about making a video comparing a Goodwill in a rich area versus like a lower income kind of country area, and kind of just compare and contrast like the prices, the products. And I think that'd be good for people to know. Just like if you've only been hitting the rich area, maybe this is a good reason to go try the country Goodwill that has a lower income.
No, I think that's a great idea. There is absolutely a difference between Goodwills in different areas. Without a doubt. In fact, like as I mentioned, if I go east, there's 2 or 3, but if I go west, there's literally 10 to 15, like in a small area.
Yeah.
That may be another thing for certain cities or more inner city is that there's more of them, but the prices may be a little higher than the other ones.
Yeah, and you got to think about like a reseller's mindset. Are you going to drive an hour to hit 15 Goodwills? Or you drive an hour to hit 2 or 3?
Yep.
Most would go hit the 15. So that might be a good reason for you to be that one reseller to go hit the 2 or 3 that are an hour away because they may not get the same traffic. So
100%. Yeah,
just a lot to think about, I guess.
Yeah, definitely. We have a comment. He asked, "What is your least favorite thing about reselling for you all?" I want to think about this. Y'all have to go first because I don't know.
Mine would be mentally, I get scared that we're going to run out of inventory or that we're going to go on some super long dry spell of not finding anything, which is obviously unrealistic. I mean, there's enough product and inventory for honestly 1,000 resellers in a 10-mile radius.
Yep.
Believe it or not. But mentally, I'm always kind of scared. I'm like, what if we don't, like, what if we just go on a dry spell? Like, what if we can't find anything? And like, to me, that's the scariest thing is just it's not necessarily stable.
Right.
Unless, you can do your best to make it as stable as possible, but it's kind of out of your control if somebody buys the item offline, or if you can even find that item. So,
I mean, I definitely experienced that during COVID last year, around March or so. Like, sales were like up, like heavy, like crazy, but nowhere was open. So you couldn't source more. There was very, very few places, if not any, open. And that was a difficult part. My sourcing like shut down. My main sourcing at the time were Goodwills, thrift stores. They were all closed.
Fun fact, pawn shops are considered an essential business. So pawn shops do not close during COVID.
Yep.
Or during the
Yep.
Because they're seen as like somebody who gives people money. Like you can sell stuff if you need money. So pawn shops are an essential business. It's
bizarre because I've actually never been sourcing at a pawn shop before.
You're missing out, man. I'm telling you.
Because I've noticed you guys, there's a difference between thrift shops and pawn shops, right?
Oh, yeah. Wow. So normally people see pawn shops as like they know what they have, or they know the market value of everything. It couldn't be further from the truth. Pawn shops will pretty much buy anything you bring to them, but they're paying such low prices that they don't mind buying a bunch of video games if they know nothing about them for 25 cents, and they'll sell them for $1 or $2 a piece. Like they don't care. Like that's so minuscule in their whole business scheme. Yeah, pawn shops are a hidden gem because obviously pawn shops, same thing as we are. They're resellers, right? But they have quotas to hit every month. They need a certain number of items sold and a certain profit margin and money made per month. So they are more than willing to do a bulk deal with you or to negotiate prices. So don't be scared of pawn shops. Don't be scared to go in there and chew them down on price. Pawn shops.
I was going to say, because I've never been in one. I was going to say, but I mean, for all the shows that's on and stuff, I never considered that they negotiate. That's part of one of the biggest deals of garage.
Well, they're going to try and chew you down on price, so why not you chew them on price?
Exactly, 100%, yeah.
And so the more you get into pawn shops, they have a tag, right, like a sticker price, and it'll say, let's say it's $79 right now. Below it, they'll have 3 or 4 different dates. So 2 weeks from now, the price will be $68.
So they bring it down.
Yeah. So and they have that on the sticker.
But a lot of people don't know what it means.
Yeah.
It's all new to me. I had no idea.
So pretty much on the sticker, it'll tell you the lowest they'll go, and it'll be like 50% off the original asking price.
Yeah.
Wow. So I mean, you guys been to a lot of them. Do they sell books at them?
Yeah. So they sell a whole bunch of DVDs, which I know is good for Amazon. Video games, books, not.
I've seen books.
We've seen books, but I wouldn't rely on pawn shops for books.
Okay.
Like, I know you probably don't do many video games. That's a great place to start. I mean, $1 or $2 a piece per video game, you can't really beat those prices, I'm sure.
No, absolutely not. Like, especially when we were talking, they're like 2 to 3 at some Goodwills and stuff.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I mean, you can find those prices at garage sales.
And yeah, go and check out a few of our pawn shop videos. I mean, we have probably 8 of them.
Yeah, it's all on the
definitely check it out.
It's all on a playlist, and it's
for sure.
We find some gems.
We have a comment. He says, "What are your all's stockpiles like? You have like a backup, like probably like a death pile. I think is what he's saying.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
A ton.
Yeah, the death pile is kind of like our sense of security.
Yeah. So
especially during COVID or during quarantine.
Wow. Yeah. That's insane. I know I have a whole storage for mine. As I mentioned in February, I bought a bunch of books. But I bought like 12 to like 13,000 books from an estate. And I had a 15 by 10 storage unit filled with boxes. I think it was about like 270 16 by 12 boxes or whatever. And I'm still going through them because I'm using this as an experience to know what I'm looking for when I start going to estate sales, Goodwills, and the amount of stuff I have already learned. Like, I can make so much more money than I did last year. Because for the booksellers out there, as you know, I showed you guys last time, there's a app. You take a Bluetooth scanner and you're scanning your books and it says cha-ching or it says no. Mm-hmm. And I was cool with that for the longest time. Now when I'm starting to do these antiques or books that aren't listed on Amazon, I'm finding that you can make a crap ton more money for the stuff that isn't listed, which I had no idea about. So
you can dictate the market, right?
Go ahead, my bad.
Is that because you can dictate the market value pretty much?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I literally used to think as an Amazon mindset, if it's not listed, there's no demand for it. In fact, it's the opposite. I'm sure you guys know with video games and stuff.
It probably means it's really rare and nobody has it, or
Exactly.
Very small.
Yeah, I don't know if I mentioned it when I talked to you guys last or whatever, but there was a gay manga book that I found, and it was gay manga, and I was like, "What is this?" And I listed it on Amazon from home for like $25. It had a good sales rank, which means it has like good demand, but there was no no listings. So I listed it, and it sold within like 5 minutes for $25, and I'm like, "Wait a minute!" I'm like, "No way!" So I checked eBay, and someone had it listed for like $700 or something. So I'm like, "There's no proof of it." I'm like, "Whatever." So I cancel the order. It sounds bad customer service, but I'm like, I think this thing's worth money. So I threw it on eBay for like $425 or something. And within a week, someone's like, "Oh my gosh, I've been trying to look for this book for forever. I can't find it. Would you take like $375?" I'm like, "Yeah,
absolutely."
I had no idea about it, and that opened my mind. And lately, I've been going through these books and finding military books and really like rare books that I didn't realize were rare. And I'm listing them for making my prices $125, $150, and people are buying them outright. They're not even offering. And so I don't know if there's anything like that with video games.
Mm-hmm.
Is there something like that, or?
Yeah, actually, we bought a Facebook PS2 bundle, and we found a Sonic. Can you pull that up on the Soul Comp?
Oh yeah,
on our Soul Comp, we found a Sonic the Collection Plus. Like it was a 2 or 3 Sonic games in a little thing together, and there was no comps on eBay at all. Like, I guess we're the first people to actually scan the barcode because they didn't have the original sleeve. Yeah. And we spent like maybe $40 for the whole bundle. And probably the other stuff was like $250 in value. And this thing, we had no idea what it was. So I hit up a few people locally. I'm like, "Have you seen this game? Do you know what it's about?" And Phoenix Resale Caleb, he's like, "I've never seen. Like, I don't know what it is."
Hey.
So I put it up for $250. Like, I was thinking maybe a $15 game. I don't know.
Yeah.
I was like, "There's none listed, no sold or whatever." Put for $200.
I can't even find it.
Yeah, and within like 3 hours, we got an offer for $175, and I was like, "Well, I mean, we just almost quadrupled our money on the original investment."
That's what I'm saying. Like, that's what it's about. Like, that's what I tell the people. When you go to these Goodwills and stuff, you can go and buy a book for $1, or you can buy a video game for $1. When you get that sale, you can buy another 175 video games roughly.
Yeah.
For more profit. I mean, like, it's insane when you think about it like that. You want that turnover rate to go because that's more money and more investment you can make. I knew it was coming to 6 o'clock. I have another question here. He said, "Are you all only on eBay, or do you all do another selling platform? Do you guys only do eBay?"
No, so we do Macari, Facebook Marketplace,
OfferUp.
We're still trying to get on Amazon, but it's like not accepting us. So
what do you mean, like just setting up the account?
Yeah, we're still trying to do that.
I had someone else contact me in one of my YouTube videos. They commented like they're not letting me in, and when I joined, it was like one night. It was like this. They won't even let you sign up as a seller.
No, so we had to wait 8 to 10 business days for a postcard with a code on it, and then finally input that code, and it was like something's not matching up. Like retry again. It's like I don't know. It's such a hassle. I don't.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, I want to tell you, even though I know you guys went through that, it's frustrating, but there's a huge market on Amazon. There's a lot of money to make.
Yeah, I mean, we're definitely not going to give up. We might hold off on Amazon until we get our warehouse.
Yeah.
Because then we can just get pallets of stuff and have
there you go.
storage space for it in that big warehouse. So
yeah. For the beginners, the beautiful part is sending stuff in, getting out of your warehouse. They store it for you, and you could also do it from home as well. But I hate to hear that because like that's kind of annoying.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of our fault because we're kind of late to the Amazon train, I guess, as far as being a seller on there. But I do think Amazon one day will be our largest source of income.
Yeah, I think so. Amazon's just a massive opportunity. They've came down on booksellers and volume. I don't know if you heard about that. They lowered your storage limits for the bulk booksellers that have like 25,000. They're doing like 17. They're like really killing them. But I think for video games, they're just so small and stuff, and like they sell quicker than books because books are slower moving stuff. So that would probably be huge for anybody out there. But yeah, so I don't know. Amazon might be a big opportunity.
Yeah, no, we're not going to give up on it. We're just going to kind of put it to the side for now.
100%. All right, guys. Well, I know it's creeping up to. Oh, we have one more comment if you don't mind. My bad.
Go ahead.
It says, "Do you think Amazon is trying to cut out smaller sellers?"
100%.
I would say so. Luckily, you guys know a lot about eBay and on Macari, so you're holding it off there for sure and killing it. But if you get on all three, for anybody watching, yeah, definitely try to do it. Yeah. But all right, guys, you have any closing tips? Anything you want to tag in?
Okay, I do have a bolo for you guys. We just learned about this yesterday. Cars, the original Cars, like the movie on VHS, is like a $1,200 item. I don't know why, but it is.
VHS is one of the things I'm like, this is trash.
Right.
No. Look for Cars. VHS, $1,200.
Like Disney Pixar Cars, like the little Lightning McQueen dude.
Yeah.
If you find that on VHS, that's $1,200 to $2,500.
Yeah. So the reason why is because that was the very last Disney movie made on VHS.
Oh, no way. So I was talking to one of my friends, and we were talking about VHSs and stuff, and I'm like, there's no way that VHS is worth it. And then we heard something about there's Disney Black Diamond or something,
Yeah.
and like they're worth it, but I've never like found any that are like insane, but Cars.
I found a couple of those like factory sealed. So
Were they worth anything?
you have to get the whole set for it
Here.
to actually be worth something.
If you want those on big screen real quick, we'll show you some comps.
Yeah, sure. Here it is. Wow.
1,025. There's a few. Look,
And they're selling consistently.
took a bet. That's brand new sealed. They had it for 5,000.
offer,
They
bro.
took the best offer on the bad boy.
But who are the people that are buying it?
I don't know.
Disney people are crazy.
I guess so, dude.
It's just like people who are infatuated with like Harley Davidson. They love their stuff.
Yeah.
So Disney people.
Wow,
No.
that's insane. That is a fantastic bowl. I had no idea about that. Yeah.
Shout out Big Daddy Brian for
he
sharing
told us
that
that.
with us.
Yeah, sure. All right, guys. Well, it's creeping up at 6. Thank you for joining us. Hopefully, we can do it sometime soon. And it'll be a lot of fun, right? Hope you guys have
absolutely.
And thank you for everyone joining us. That was great. All right. See you guys.
Peace.
Bye.